Do we see the glow though? Do we see the glow? I am currently at the beach and you know, I'm about to smoke. Look at this. Like I already like tried it a little to see how it burns and everything, and it burns so smooth. So sorry about the lighting. Right away I'm parked and the sun is setting right now. It is 5:45. So cheers you guys. So I'm doing this video because I want to talk to you guys about how I came to the US. So I came to the US as an immigrant, you guys, and I'm gonna share my story with you guys. So cheers, because this is gonna be a very private and emotional story. Oh shit. So first of all, hi everybody. If you guys don't know who I am, my name is Pablo. I am 22 years old and I live right now in California, in Compton, California. And this is my story on how I came to the United States of America as an illegal immigrant. So let's take this all back. If you guys did not know, I am Mexican. I am born in Mexico. I am born in the ciudad de Guadalajara Jalisco in Tlaquepaque. I think that's like the hometown. So I was born in Mexico, girl. I'm ashing this, but I was born in Mexico, and when I was like a newborn, like 3 months old, like my dad passed away, and I'm not gonna get into too much detail because that's something I want to keep personal. I hope you guys don't mind that. So my sister at the time when my dad passed away, she was living in the US, so she came over to Mexico because he passed away. I guess she came to the funeral. And you know, she knew that I was born, and she came over to, you know, step up as a big sister and, you know, to look out after me, because it was just me and my mom. And my mom is like a señora, like an abuelita now. She's very traditional, very Mexican, but at the time when I was born, my mom was a hard worker. From day to night, my mom would wake up early in the morning and won't come home till very late. So I was always raised by the woman in my family and the household. So it was just me and my mom, and since my dad passed away, my sister came to take over and to, you know, help. So she decided to, you know, bring me to the US and bring me and my mom with her. So I guess she got a girl who had a baby who was the same age as me, who was, you know, from the US. So the mom went down to Mexico and, you know, she had a baby backseat, like a baby backseat, a car seat in the back. And that's where they put me. Oh. And that's where I guess they put me, and I was the baby. And when she tried to come back to the US, so they asked her, you know, like, who's the baby in the backseat? And she was like, oh, it's mine. And they asked her for like the documents, and she gave them her actual baby's document. So they looked at me and they're like, okay, I guess. Have a good day. So mind you, in the car, I should have said that in the beginning. I'm so bad at telling the stories. In the car, it was just the lady and me. Nobody else. My mom was not in the car. Nobody in my family was in this car. My car. So my sister was on the other side of the border in the US, waiting for the lady, you know, to come to the stop to drop me off. And, you know, so my sister could pay her. I believe my sister ended up paying the lady a lot of money for her to, you know, risk her life doing this risky shit. Because at the end of the day, you guys, that's a fucking crime, you know, bringing somebody illegally, even though we should all just be allowed to come here anyways. Like, let's not get into that. So the lady ended up meeting with my sister, and I guess, you know, she gave me to her and my mom. So after that, I guess they parted their ways, and, you know, I came to the US. But girl, that is not where the story ends, girl. I wish it did, but it doesn't. So I was raised in the US for a little bit, because I remember I had to go back to Mexico very young. And I believe, like, because I did go to preschool in Mexico, because I did go to school in Mexico, and I did have a Christmas in Mexico, and I did spend, what's that holiday that, you know, people in Mexico spend? El Dia de los Reyes, Magos Reyes, you know? If you're Mexican, you know what I'm saying. We're up and running. Okay, so I ended up going back to Mexico because my mom got her visa and her passport, and you know, she was gonna take me back to Mexico so I could get, you know, my passport so I wouldn't be an illegal immigrant. I hate saying that word. And I'm sorry for the way I'm talking. I'm a little bit too stoned to the bone. I remember going back to Mexico very young. I remember going to preschool, you know, going to preschool with those bitches. Just, oh, I hated those bitches in Mexico. They were so crazy. I remember in preschool, bitch, they're so dirty-minded. In preschool, two girls would be like, look, let me make out with my best friend. And there would be two girls kissing. And I would be like, girl, they're watching too many fucking novelas or casos de mujer de la vida real. If you're Mexican, you know what I'm talking about. So I remember I went back to Mexico. I spent Christmas there. I got, ooh, I burned my throat, honey. I got my, it was when the Nintendo Colors came out. I remember I got one and I was so happy because, you know, I feel so like emotional when I think about this part in the story because, you know, my mom got me that, and like, I love her so much. My mom is such a cute like lady. Like she had so many kids. She was a single mom. You know, she worked from day to night, and knowing, you know, the prices of Game Boys back in the day, and in Mexico, you know, in Mexico is worth a lot more money than here in the US. So my mom worked so hard to get me that. I was so happy. That's what I cherish about my mom. Like she's always been there for me. So yeah, I remember I spent Christmas, and after Christmas, you know, it was another holiday, and then after that my birthday came. But it was like around February, I think, or March. I know it was springtime because I remember it was after my birthday where I went to go do the meeting to do the visa. Some guy's about to change in front of me. No. Pussy. You don't got the balls to show me. So I remember my mom was telling me, you know, we're gonna go to the visa meeting, you know, they're gonna get your papers, whatever. So I remember going to the Centro. If you don't know what that is, it's basically like a big plaza where they have like many things, and that's where I went to do my visa meeting. And right away, looking at me, they were like, okay, yeah, we'll give you the visa, and they gave it to me no problem because I was a little kid and my mom had it already. So I remember I flew back to the US in time to start kindergarten. Because I remember I started kindergarten here and I knew nothing but Spanish, bitch. And I remember in kindergarten, oh, fuck, I dropped my blunt. But I got it. Sorry, not my blunt, my roach. I remember my kindergarten teacher was like so like interested in my life. Like it was so weird. Like I'm not trying to sound like conceited, but she was like, oh my god, he just got his visa and he's coming to the US and he's about to learn English. Let me teach him. So I remember for like the first 2 weeks, like she would not teach nothing to the class. The class was so cute. Like she had like, that's how I made so many friends in kindergarten. She made the class teach me English. Like, you know, in my class, it was only like, you know, like Mexican, Hispanics, and, you know, African Americans. And like, we all became friends. Like, they all knew Spanish because it was in Compton. And, you know, in Compton, it's English and Spanish. So, yeah. That's like where the beginning of me, my story, like, my life starts. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and, you know, you guys learned a little bit about my life and my life growing up. I came to the US as an illegal immigrant and, you know, I got my visa and now I have my green card. Wait, let me say like my little outro in Spanish of I love you guys to the moon and back. Adiós todos y los quiero mucho. Gracias por mirarme y soportarme mis sueños y mi vida. Estoy poquito lit. I don't know the Spanish word for lit, prendido. Bye.